Every now and then I get to see a movie where I'm thinking, well, I guess it's going to be an average movie. And then I go and I see it and I think to myself, this is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. This week, that movie is The Nice Guys. The new movie starring Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling as a pair of mismatched detectives working on a case. Now, we've got Ryan Gosling, who's pretty much like, bend the rules, does what he has to do to make ends meet. And then we've got Russell Crowe's character, who's pretty much an enforcer. He goes and he just basically beats up people and gets money for it. Could have used him in high school. Anyways, this movie was a lot more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. So in the movie, their characters come together and they're investigating the disappearance of a porno star or adult film actress. It's set in the late 70s, so it's kind of got that film noir feel to it, kind of like the old Powers Booth, Mickey Spillane type of thing. And what I really enjoyed about that is when I kind of took a step back and look at who was in the movie, I'm thinking to myself, well, LA Confidential was one of those types of movies, which also had Russell Crowe and Kim Basinger, who's in this movie as well. The movie is very rich in terms of its screenplay, and its dialogue is very quick, very witty. I know a little thing or two about that. And I really enjoy just listening to these characters talk. The costume design, the music, the soundtrack is fantastic in this movie. But the music, everything takes you back to the late 70s. So I want to congratulate Shane Black, the director of this movie, and his entire team for doing such a great job of kind of recreating what that era would have been like. As far as the chemistry on screen between Gosling and Crowe, I thought it was great. I thought it was on point. I really enjoyed listening to these characters talk and interact with each other. It was very, very enjoyable. It's funny. You're watching the movie and you're looking at them going from scene to scene, and you think to yourselves, this is what life was like without an iPhone. So it was just crazy. It's a very enjoyable movie, but there were some aspects of it that were just so over the top silly. There were some aspects of the movie that just didn't make any sense, regardless of what decade the movie was being filmed in. It didn't take away from the overall experience of the movie, but there were just certain things that I can't give away in the movie that just seemed really silly. One thing that I will talk about is the fact that in the movie, Ryan Gosling's, the girl that plays Ryan Gosling's daughter, her character, is prevalent in everything. And I'm thinking to myself, even if you're like this completely disheveled detective and you're going through things, you're probably not going to have your daughter in the scenarios that were in this movie. So that, for example, was a little hard to swallow. Other things that, I don't want to spoil the movie, but there are other things that you look at and you're thinking to yourself, that just doesn't make sense. Overall, I give this movie a B. I recommend you going and checking it out. And if you don't have a chance to see it in the theater, I definitely recommend you checking it out when it hits Netflix or those other on-demand services. Very enjoyable movie. Great job by Ryan Gosling. Here's somebody who has tackled all forms of genres, comedy, action, everything. And he always does an awesome job. And what do I have to say about Russell Crowe's acting? I think his Oscar speaks for itself. Very enjoyable. Great to see these guys together. Would not be surprised if there's a sequel. I'm just putting that out there. But again, it's a B for me. If you have the opportunity of checking out The Nice Guys, let me know. This is definitely one of those occasions where The Nice Guys don't finish last because they gave us a very, very enjoyable movie. CFL_fan on Twitter. Facebook.com/Witty Whittier and WittyWhittier.com. As always, your time is precious, so I appreciate you sharing some of it with me. Hope you're having yourself a great and wonderful day. And as always, my name is Keith. I'll see you at the movies.